Hi everybody, I just wanted to do a quick update video just to touch on something that is the top of everyone's conversation right now. Well, at least the financial media's conversation right now. It's all about labor shortages. So you may have heard, I spoke about it in the video the other day, the job openings number came in at over 9 million job openings this month. The numbers are there, yet we hear it from small business everywhere. I'm hearing it from you and I'm hearing it all around that small businesses can't find people to work. So what is it that's doing that? Where's that disconnect? Is it the unemployment benefits? Is it just that people aren't there that want to work? Is we lost 500,000 people to COVID? Are those people not coming back? Are some of the people that wanted to retire early, retiring early, or retiring in general and not coming back to the workforce? So I wanted to just do a quick short little video to talk about why the labor force and why this is making a difference right now. So let's talk about, there's really two main reasons that the lack of labor is a potential problem for our economy. The first one is the lack of economic growth. So let's go back. Let's just recognize the fact that we have two basic levels of economic activity. The levels of economic activity are done by two major pieces: labor and productivity. So let's talk about that. We know that labor plus productivity equals economic activity. So given that, if we can't find the labor and we can't get the productivity, then we can't get activity. So here's the example that we're talking about. Just recognize the fact that if we're trying to get a service done in our house, let's say we're trying to get our house painted, and we've got the painter, we've got the right person, so we're going to go out and we're going to hire that house painter, and he'll go, "I can get to you in 2 months." Well, wait a second, I just hired you to do my job. He can't get it in 2 months because he doesn't have the people to paint your house. So that doesn't happen. He can't hire the painters. You can't get your house painted. The people who would be getting the money to do the job, they can't get it. So again, it keeps on trickling down that way. And then his business makes less money, obviously. And then his people obviously are making less money too. So then you also go the idea with the hospitality industry. Obviously, I've heard from some of you, the restaurant industry. If we can't get servers and we can't get busboys and we can't get cleaners, then what do we do, right? So you're seeing it happen all over the place. You're cutting hours, you're cutting menu items. Again, that cuts into the profits, that cuts into overall economic activity for the restaurants and for the hospitality. Potential problem number two is, of course, inflation. Because we know that as the labor pool is smaller, then we're gonna have to pay more for those people who are coming in. So wage inflation is something we're really worried about. Remember, we've got, when wage inflation goes, people have more money in their pocket. People go out and spend more. Prices go up along those lines. So you see that keeps going. Price pressure along those lines. So we've seen that recently in the timber industry, right? In lumber, right? So we talk about that with construction, but in lumber we didn't even have enough people to drive the lumber from point A to point B, and that of course helped to bring prices up. Prices are finally coming back down a little bit, but again, inflationary in that regard. So again, the argument where a lot of people are giving right now is that this is all temporary, and it's very possible. But here's the thing. Recognize that wage inflation is very difficult to be temporary, because remember, those people who are going out right now and hiring people at $15 an hour or $20 an hour with bonuses, remember, they all talk. And 6 months down the line, when people are coming back into the workforce and we've got more people out there, they're going to be telling the next guy you can't be advertising at $10 an hour anymore, because the last guy 6 months ago got $15 an hour. So this is a real problem. And so what does that really affect? How does that affect us, and how does it affect our investing? Recognize that what that's going to do is that's going to really pinch margins at the business level. And that's really our concern. So what we're really going to be watching for, and I'll wrap it up with this, is what we're going to be watching for is we're going to watch for what this looks like when we start to get earnings coming out in a couple of weeks. About 4 or 5 weeks from now, middle of July, we start to get earnings again. What are margins going to look like? What are forecasts for margins going to look like? Because remember, if those margins start to come down, then our earnings start to come down for 2022, and that's when we start to worry about valuations. That's when our growth starts to slow down, and that's when the Federal Reserve has to get involved, and that's what we want to try to keep out of here. So just a quick little video about what labor forces may or may not do to what we've got going on right now. I hope you have a great day. Look for our Friday video for planning. Not exactly sure when this one's going to hit your email box, but certainly keep a lookout for our Friday planning video, and obviously our Tuesdays and Friday videos every week. Have a great week.